Going all the way, going all the way. Oh,
I knew you, my number one fan, would never fall victim to my twisted brother's lies. His hatred for me is as inexplicable as the sunrise, and just as fiery. But I knew your heart would never waver. You're the only one who can save me. I believe in you.
I just gotta have a power source now.
Don't put it right there on the street.
Where do you want me to put it then?
Put it inside the house, Wade. It rains.
In this house? Okay.
Yes.
Fine.
But I'd say Baylor's got a chance. They were pretty decent last year.
He almost broke it. If you like, I didn't catch him. Of course, they're done.
Having a winning record is the point I'm trying to make. Cool. Well, kudos to them. Good job. And I'm not being sarcastic about that as much.
No,
as
I would
that
be
might sound like I'm
happy
being
for Nebraska.
That's really excellent, especially that pick of yours. By the way, that was really excellent as well. Well done.
I got distracted by other stuff, and I have never finished playing it. I do want to though.
You're putting the power generator.
Well, that won't burn the house down.
Oh well.
Wade, I'm never coming to your house. You realize that, right? Just from this
Yeah,
here.
Hey.
Oh boy! Yes, run! Whee!
I got distracted by other stuff, and I have never finished playing it. I do want to though.
You're putting the power generator.
Well, that won't burn the house down.
Oh well.
Wade, I'm never coming to your house. You realize that, right? Just from this
Yeah,
right here.
Hey everybody, what's up? Sorry I'm late. I was trying to do a couple of things. Of course, if some of you know, but been following, I try to start on time, and then life is life. Anyways, okay. Further ado, we have two guests today. Let's bring them in while we're at it.
Hello.
Good evening or afternoon.
Yeah, I suppose.
Depending on where you're
Depends
at.
on where you're at, yeah.
But yeah. So I thank you for being last minute. I was just thought of it. Something it opened up, so I was like, it's either game or talk about a movie, and I'm like, was randomly flipping through Disney Plus and thought of it. But anyways, so here we go. Why don't we have Troy, if I can do this right, introduce yourself.
Uh,
I did it correctly.
yeah,
Anyway.
yep. I'm Troy of Last Call, Friday night drunk stream, talking about random things every Friday night. Do a watch party every Monday, usually a double feature, Monday night at the movies, and I just started doing a watch party of Blake 7 on. Well, I'll be doing that later tonight, and then I'm guesting like all over the place because I'm kind of a YouTube whore.
I'm not saying a word.
Well, she knows. Speaking of,
I'm Netter with Netter's Network. My channel, I've got a couple different things going on. So every Thursday, I have a segment called Thursday Things, where I invite different YouTubers on, and we talk about them and their channel, and you guys get to know them. And if I don't know them real well, I get to know them even better. So that's fantastic. And I run the gambit. I've had big YouTubers on. I've had small YouTubers on. The whole point of it is for other people to get to know you, get to know your channel, and maybe find a great new channel that's now a favorite that they didn't know about before. PJ from Realwadenation always says, "Together we grow." So that's what inspired me to do Thursday Things. And I am always looking for guests. So y'all can DM me on Twitter, or if you go to any of my Thursday Things streams in the description below, my personal email address is there. Just make sure that in the subject line you put Thursday Things so I don't think it's spam, and delete it.
Yeah.
And let me know what Thursday you're interested in. And right now I'm looking for like late October and beyond. So yeah. I also have a stream every other Saturday night. It's Retro Cinema, where we go through and we watch a film. Troy and I own over 1,000 movies, well over 1,000 movies. It's probably closer to 1,500 by now, or if not 2,000. And so I started going alphabetically through our collection and started playing these movies. Although we were doing Retro Cinema years earlier, I just got it to this point where it's like, I don't remember what I did before. So let me just do them alphabetically. This way I know I'm not repeating. And we have a lot of fun with it. Troy guest hosts on there, as well as Big L Presents. So the other weekend that I'm not doing the Retro Cinema, we're on Big L Presents doing the rewatches there.
Yep.
I also guest host on Tuesday nights. Well, actually, I guest host on Monday nights with Monday Night Last Call the Movies. I guest host on Tuesdays with Sparkwood and 21 on Deleted Scenes channel, as well as right after that, back on Troy's channel for the Lake 7 rewatches.
Mm-hmm.
Every Friday, I also co-host on Last Call with Troy Pacelli. Can you tell I kind of like this guy, I think those are all my regular spots. And then occasionally I have guest spots like this where I'll go and I'll be on someone's stream, and it's a blast to do these. So I love doing them. So thank you for having us on.
Yeah.
And thank you for hopping on. I've been wanting to get you two on forever. It just finally worked out.
Awesome.
We're on YouTube, on live in the gaming, and Twitch also on the Twitch channel. I always keep all my live streams up on live gaming. I normally keep them up for 2 days, and then I delete them. But if you miss them for some reason, they're always up on live. So yeah.
Cool.
I love this movie.
I also wanted to let everyone know that pinned to the top of both mine and Troy's streams, we have the link to this channel. So if you haven't subscribed yet, what's stopping you?
Please do.
Yeah,
We want our host to think that it was worthwhile having us on. So
Yes.
make sure.
I'm easygoing.
So all you have to do is right click on the thing that's pinned to the top of our chat.
Exactly.
Hit that subscription button, and hey, look at that, you're a subscriber. And remember, I always say this on my streams, and frankly, I do it on Troy streams and anyone else's streams that I'm on, that a sub costs you nothing, but to us, those who are putting these on for you, running these streams, it's immeasurable.
Yep.
So thank you all so very much for those who have subbed to me and Troy, and those of you who are also subbing now to Realwadenation Gaming.
Yep.
And I wanted to give an update because all my fantastic peeps out there, you're so Osmo. I only need about 340 more watch hours to hit my 3,000. And that's all thanks to you. So please keep it up because I want to hit that, because once I'm monetized, remember, I'm going to have that special giveaway.
Yep.
Is it a secret?
No, I'm once I
don't
hit
think
1,000 subs, I'm going to have Tom Conkle come back on my channel, and I'm going to be giving away a signed, so an autographed copy of Trouble Is My Business.
Okay.
And it's like, yeah, it's like I'm probably one of the few people actually has an autographed copy of Trouble Is My Business. So I'm going to be giving away one of those. In fact, I had two. He signed one for me and Troy, and then the other one I'm giving away.
There you go. Yep.
So before we get too far into the topic, I remember, I went to go see this. I don't remember if I saw it in 3D. I don't remember, but I think I did. But anyways, it was good. And because of, hopefully, let me zoom in really quick. There. And if anybody remembers, way back when, I actually went to it at Disney California Adventure when they had their Tron. I don't know what do you want to call it, but it was like a holiday, but it wasn't a it was confusing, but it was fun. It was fun. It was packed for the most part. Back when, Disney, before now, but
true.
And then give me 1 second because here we go. Okay. Wrong one. And then because I liked it so much, I had my cousin that drew the logo. Let me pull that up. This logo, not that. It's the same logo, but it takes the white out of it. Anyways, he drew these, and to the point that I just had to go into paint. Yes, it's a thing called paint on computers. But all I had to do just hit the color it in, and but anyways, it was the colors I liked at the time. But yeah. So there's that. Okay. I did see the first Tron way after the fact, obviously. But it was fine looking back on it. I don't know what it was like going to the theaters at the time compared to for the first one compared to this one with the upgraded graphics, but because I wasn't alive when the first Tron.
Oh yeah.
Out.
Well, I can give some insight on that. I actually saw the original Tron in theaters.
Me too.
And I was kind of caught up in the whole. This was right during the my time as a getting into toys, the 3 3/4 inch Star Wars figures and stuff like that. And Tron was putting out 5 points of articulation, transparent figures for this line. Not a lot of them. but I got a good number of them. They had these rather cool the bikes, you know, with the pull, the what do you call it, the whip chain or whatever effect. Yeah, it was a great memory for me as a kid, and I always wished that they had gone farther with it. That they had done more. Played the arcade game. Like, I pumped a lot of quarters into that game.
I played it. I played it at the event. It was like not.
Yeah.
It was didn't get. I mean, people played it, but it didn't. I mean, everybody was like around Pac-Man and all the other stuff, but people were playing it.
Yeah. And so obviously, you know, that nostalgia really kicked in 2010 when Legacy was released. So I got my buddies together and I said, we got to go see. I can't remember now if we saw it opening weekend, but you know, we back then we used to have an in-person weekly D&D game. I said, no game tonight. We're going to go see Tron Legacy. And yeah. So, yeah, I loved it. It wasn't a perfect movie. I don't know if I would say it was a perfect follow.
I like.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I loved it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know since I mean, I wish they would have made the new one that's coming out years sooner. I don't trust.
For sure.
I don't know. I don't trust it being, you know, good. I mean, I'll probably see it, but I don't know that I'm gonna wait for the reviews because I just don't. Star Wars and Marvel, I'm like, versus, you know, you know, I saw Captain Marvel, but I was like, got a bunch of friends to go, so it made it more enjoyable, but it wasn't. I mean, it wasn't great, but anyways, too off topic.
No, absolutely. I know that, you know, and I guess maybe with age we've gotten a little more critical. I mean, I remember my the friends that I went with going, yeah, it was fun. You know, I feel like I was expecting more, and I think that's the problem. I think you go in with high expectations. The longer it is between sequels, and that's kind of not fair, you know, as a viewer.
It was fun though.
It absolutely was.
No, it was fun. I'm just saying it's a little late now.
Yes.
I don't know how they're going to tie into it because you're not going to get the two, as far as I know. Last time I heard, they're not getting the two. Olivia and I can't think of the son.
That's my biggest problem. If they don't have Sam and Quora, it's like, how is this even?
They should have done it sooner.
Yeah,
I don't know. Unless for some reason they go a different route, then I mean, I'll be openly. I'll go see it.
Yeah.
Just because I've been waiting for a third one forever.
But
then I figured I mean, I saw the cartoon, the prequel.
Mm-hmm.
Saw the cartoon prequel.
Mm-hmm.
I have, where is it? I had that Xbox 360 Revolution that at some point down the line I might get it again, play it as the game.
Mm-hmm.
Play through. I mean, of course, multiplayer. I don't think multiplayer. It was fine. But what was I gonna say? I just don't get why they waited so long to get it off the ground again. Unless, of course, I haven't kept. Once I heard it wasn't getting made, I'm like, next, you know. But
And although I never did play Tron Uprising, I think there was a lot of people that are like, that were fans that said, yeah, we want that to be part of canon. And it's like, I can't even speak to that. Not having played it, I don't even know what the story of Uprising was.
Which one is up? Is Uprising the cartoon or is that the?
Oh, I'm sorry. That's not the game. That's the cartoon. My apologies. You're right.
Are you talking about 2.0 that I got?
That's what it was.
I
2.0.
have.
Right. That was the game. My apologies.
I have it. I just gotta remember where I put it. Oh, I have it now.
Yeah, I don't think I played any of the games.
Yeah.
I saw the films, and it's like I like those movies when you got the underdog, and then they realize there's some conspiracy going on, and they figure out how to stop it, and they actually stop the bad guy who's all that in a bag of chips, thinking, oh, I've got all this, and then it's like, nah, you really don't.
The funny thing was, I gotta figure out how I'm gonna do this, but I didn't. I mean, I grew up with what is it, Tron 2.0.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't own it, but I knew like the TV commercials, so I was aware of it. But I just bought it. I forget where I saw it. Let me see it. See if it worked. Let me just see really quick. Should have planned this better, but I didn't think of this till just now. Let me see if hopefully it's not gonna echo from phone, but I should hopefully turn off the thing. Give me a second. It'll be quick. I had the box for I forget how much I paid for it, but I don't know where all this stuff. I have it somewhere, but I have but let me see if camera back work perfect. Whatever. I'm gonna do it. Try to do those. Normally, I would just do my phone, but I'm gonna try to do this because hopefully. So I have the box. And look how good it. I mean, I forget how much I paid for it, but anyways. And then.
Nice.
And then. I know this isn't Tron, but speaking of games.
Yeah.
$10 for a complete inbox.
Uh-huh.
The problem was I grew up with the color game of this. Not. And I thought this was the same version. Nope. They're totally different.
Oh, I see.
So I got, I mean, it's not bad. It's just not, And then, why not?
Oh,
15,
Spy Kids. I love the movie.
And, let me see what, and it came with the glasses.
Oh, the glasses. Yeah, 3D glasses. Sure.
But, and then look for all the. Let me make sure it look like that looks for how much. I forget. I don't think I paid a bunch for it, but for what it was, I was like, yes, please.
Yeah.
So. All right. Here we go. That's that.
Yeah, my knowledge when it comes to games is fairly limited. My sidekick, Aged Boomer, he's the gamer of the group, and he kind of picks on me for what I don't know about games.
So, what did you think of the world building compared to first movie to the second one?
So,
like as far as story progression compared to, let's compare the sequels versus trilogy to like the original trilogy?
I went in without a great deal of expectation because I didn't know where they were going to go with it. I couldn't even imagine what the idea was going to be. I do feel like there was a certain logic to if forgive me putting it this way, but the evolution of the programs. I felt like they could have made it when you think about the way computers have advanced since the original Tron was released. I kind of almost expected that the in world in computer society, if you will, would have advanced the same way, so it would look even more advanced. But I also kind of understand why they didn't. I do like the fact that they maintained the spirit of the lore, this idea that the programs see the people of the real world, the programmers, to the users, they call them, to be kind of like deities from their perspective, because the humans would be the creators. But then the idea of these digital entities from outside the grid that are like sentient life forms, right? I guess you could almost think of it, if you're going to use the religious analogy, almost think of them as like angels, right? Which is what Quora would be, I suppose.
Yeah.
I
have a caveat after you're done.
Sure.
You can...
But this whole idea that the first movie shows a user, Flynn, going into the digital world. The second movie shows the ramifications of that. So they pull somebody else in and try to get Flynn back again. It makes sense that any follow-up would then be the programs getting into the real world. That seems to be where they're planning to go with it. But at the same time, my concern is you can really lose the feel of the world if you do most of your story outside of the computer world. So I'm not sure how that's going to go and how that's going to be received. But yeah, like I said,
I figured that either they were going to do it right away. Was that around the same time they bought Star Wars?
I'm sorry, say again?
Is that when they bought Star Wars from George Lucas?
I think they bought they bought Star Wars in 2012, I think. So this was 2 years after Tron Legacy.
And I figured once that happened, I was like, there's no way they're gonna. It'll be I want to say it was like 20 years between 1 and 2.
Something like that, yeah.
Or I don't know the number, but anyways, I figured, we're gonna have to be another 20 years between them.
Yeah. At this rate, that's what it's seeming. Well, hell, it's already been 10 years, right? 14 years. Yeah. I'm sorry, 2010, and it's 2024.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, it's already well on its way. So I think you're right. I think it is going to be. If it's another 6 years, that would be right on track. It has kind of been in what do you call it? Developmental hell is
hell
in Hollywood. Yeah. And
that's what I was like. That's why I was like, "What are you doing?" And then I'm like, keep hearing all the stories. But I'm like, "Man, get it right." I'm like, I remember seeing John Carter. I mean, it was. I knew there was a book, but I didn't. I mean, I'm not a book kind of person, so like, it was fun for what it was.
Sure.
The only thing I don't get about the third one, I mean, I know they got to do it, but the only thing I don't know is how in the world, how old is Bridges? Because he's up there. He's let me see, 74. He's 74.
And
He's younger than I thought he was.
And he's also, I think he's been in bad health too. So what role he would play, if any, I don't know. I do know.
I forgot he was in Iron Man.
Right.
To be honest.
Right. He played Jebediah Stane, right? I do believe that they digitized him for the purpose of you know, the character in the grid and whatnot, which kind of made sense.
Which, okay, I mean, it was fine for when, like, I'm rewatching it, and I'm like, ugh, that was a precursor to Cushing. It looked better than Cushing, which I don't know how you go from Bridges looking better than Tarkin, but, you know, it might be Disney versus Lucasfilm.
So the one thing I can say about this, I've been watching a lot on this digital stuff, especially like the Corridor crew that take bad CG and improve it. They have a great video out there. That's what actually got me watching that channel. They take the scenes of The Rock from Scorpion King and they redo them, and it looks phenomenal. And they go through the little details that they do. And
for everybody that's confused what we're talking about.
Yeah. This is
take this and then go back to the last. I mean, you get the point.
It's also
you take the two different.
It's also the whole concept of using the right tool for the right job. How you feel about, de-aging and recreating dead actors and stuff like that, putting that aside, in this particular instance, when you look at the CG work, it really is good, but it is not perfect. But when you consider that this is a program in, the Tron world, that's okay. If it
yes, I'm just saying from his If you take Cluu and this looks rough versus leaving it there.
Yeah.
That, but it was 2010 versus now.
Yeah, could you improve it, make it look more like Jeff Bridges? Sure. But I wouldn't want to in that
I don't
instance,
want it,
because if he ends up looking like a cut scene in a video game, that's perfectly fine because you're literally in the computer world, if I said the same thing about Terminator 3, et cetera, the de-aging of Arnold, the computer graphics for a Terminator and stuff like that. Well, it's a Terminator. It's a robot. If it doesn't look perfect, that's fine. Considering what you're doing. But yeah, then you go talking about Tarkin and especially the Princess Leia in Rogue One. It's like,
well, he didn't look half bad where they didn't see the face.
Yeah.
I haven't seen Rogue One in forever.
Yeah,
I did like Rogue One as far as.
Oh yeah, it was a great movie. And they did okay with Tarkin for the time. I think it might be unfair to use the Princess Leia scenes. No, actually, I'm going to take that back. It's absolutely fair. They rushed it. It was a last minute decision. They wanted to get the Princess Leia thing in there. They rushed the graphics, and so it kind of looks terrible. That's their own fault, and that's just Disney for
no. Okay, well, for me, yes, I get that, but I'm saying think of it. What I'm trying to say is compare. I forget what year Rogue One came out. Compare the two. If you would have put Cluu, if you would have put Bridges and had no Cluu, it would be weird. But getting to the point. It does, in Revolution, it does explain.
Yeah.
Which I hate that they did that, but they probably were bringing on, I don't know how else they would have done it, but anyways.
Yeah, and I think that, again, so Tron was originally released in 82, so, okay. But
so it would have been, I don't know, 1982. Let me do the thing real quick. I can do the math. You said 1982?
Yeah.
28 years between the two?
That sounds about right. Yeah, that sounds about right. Oh my gosh. Wow.
I mean, okay, the music does help a little bit with the movie.
Yeah.
Compared to, I mean, the intro when he goes into the I almost said bar, but it's the arcade.
Yeah.
It's a callback to the first one.
Yeah, and see,
I can't explain completely, but it,
what was interesting is you know, when they show the arcade, they said that the arcade had been locked up since Kevin Flynn had disappeared in '89. And what's kind of funny is that you'd think that if they locked the place up in '89, there wouldn't be any new games in there, but there was a Mortal Kombat game in there, and that
what year did Mortal Kombat come out?
92.
Okay.
Yeah, 92. So it would have been like 3 years. They would have closed up the arcade 3 years before Mortal Kombat was released.
Okay, now that makes still, I don't know, maybe I don't know.
I'm sure it's just a goof. They wanted to throw something in that was an older game.
I mean, they probably wouldn't make it. I don't know. Anyway, I mean, I didn't even think about. I don't. But anyways, But what did you think, Netter, of the movie? Were you always in? You're not a gamer, right?
No, I'm not. I mean, I play games on my phones, but I'm not a gamer.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah. So it's like, yeah, I can't really tell you anything about the games, but for the films, so I love those films where you have the underdog coming up and totally being the bad guy, and it's like, and it always goes to almost like the very end where it's like, the good guys are totally defeated. They're never going to win this. And then they manage to just, just rise up above, and one little thing just totally destroys the enemy. And it's like, yeah.
Well, and I mean, yeah, I mean it, and that's really that's the payoff, right? Is how you end the movie. That's part of storytelling. You want there to be the buildup. You want to care about these characters, and you want a resolution that's going to leave you kind of fired up at the end.
Yeah. It's just so sad you going from Tron Legacy to all this stuff now. I'm like, that's why. I mean, I watched the news, some of the new stuff, but I really just go back to 2010, and backwards and before, for the most part. If I'm gonna, but yeah, what was I gonna say? I mean, they got the kid, the little younger kid in when he's I want to say he's an adult.
Mm-hmm.
They got him looking. They did good on the actor and the kid, how they look.
Yeah.
And it's so funny because I want to say, I don't remember. What I don't remember is I don't remember Kevin's parents being in the first one. Were they?
Not that I recall. I don't think so.
Like they weren't mentioned or anything?
Not that I remember. Yeah, the first Tron, gosh, it's been a while since I've seen it, so it's hard for me to remember.
Yeah, I can't remember all the actors that were in the first Tron, but I love the the way that Jeff Bridges like, okay, wait, I gotta do this challenge. It's like, yeah, I know this. I could totally, get through this part because he's played the games.
Right.
Or in the case of
Yeah.
Tron itself, he invented the game, so he
Right.
knows everything about it.
In a way, it was like the fantasy for all the gamers, right? It's like, yeah, I play these games all the time. Oh, now it's real? Oh, okay. Well, I've had plenty of practice,
You're not out of the two, I like Legacy more, but for being the first movie, Tron, the first one is A-okay. If you can get over the difference in filmmaking and CGI versus, the difference, 28-year jump,
Yeah.
tech-wise, Tron it's kooky and, weird, but you gotta start somewhere. But anyways.
And I do feel like the spirit was there. I feel like everybody that was involved wanted to make sure that they kind of honored the franchise they were working on. I know there's a story about when Daft Punk was asked by the director if they'd be interested in doing the music or whatever. I guess Daft Punk was like real fans of the original Tron. So the director said, he said it was like I brought them in to interview them, but it felt like they were interviewing me. Like they wanted to make sure I was going to do right by Tron before they would agree to do the music. And I'm like,
I don't blame them.
That's good. That's you want to know that there's people looking out for it. And then
wow, that's a crazy. Back in 2010, they were ahead of the game. Now, when you really think about it,
and so and then so I guess if I'm going to bring up Daft Punk, I have to say something about the music. Original music by Wendy Carlos, right? And who do you go to in the modern day? Well, yeah, Daft Punk makes a lot of sense. I think their music was very much inspired by that electronic sound from the 80s. So,
and I totally get that. It's like, if you're going to use my music, I want to make sure you're not making an awful film, and then people can be like, "Oh,
true.
Yeah, that song's from that really awful film," and then nobody wants to listen to your music.
That's true.
Because then it's bad associations.
It's like just funny. I have it on in the background.
Mm-hmm.
But so if you're, it's priceless to me because that was right when, I always played video games, but it was like just that, so it was, and it helped that I went to Disneyland in California Adventure, and I looking back on it, it was a little more adult-esque, but it was over in California Adventure, so I was like, yeah. I think I was a kid back then, so I'm like, it's not like it. You're looking and you're like, ooh, video games more than the, I want, let me, what, I'm not going to show it because I don't know if would get hit for this.
Right.
But I will drop it in the, link really quick. It's just so funny. I'm like, wow. So the Tron cycle was. What year did they finally? I forget what year they built the Tron cycle. I'm like, you just did that for nostalgia. To be honest, I'm like, if it would, you should have built it. I don't know, how hard it would have been to build 2010, but I don't know. Sorry, I'm trying to find the video.
Nate is saying he doesn't have a lot of hope for Tron 3. I get
No,
it.
I don't. Here's my rule. I will see it depending on, it's either reviews are gonna blow me out of the water that I need to go see it, or I'll just wait for streaming. That's what I do now.
That's true.
I barely go to the theater anymore. Let me see if I can find.
And the thing is, if you want to keep up on the news about it, Nate, make sure you're following Nerd Cookies. She has the skinny on Tron and all the lore videos for it. She does a great job over there.
All right, so I'm gonna drop one with the highlight. The link is in the thing. And then let me see if I can
this is a Disney show, stage show from
that's what it was like an event. It was like a Mickey not the Mickey Halloween show.
Right.
I don't but it was over where in California Adventure was, I forget where was that, but anyways. Trying to see if I can find so much of this. Like it had a rave show, but like Tron-esque. I'm trying to find it. Trying to find if I can found the one I'm trying to find. Let me see. Now this is theme park review. So let me see really quick what actually looks like before I drop the link. I just gotta wait for the one ad. It's so funny, like watching the movie again, like right now. It's total corporate speak. Think about like nowadays with like video games, and they like put like, let's say this will be fun. How they have like put the beta out, but they make it sound like it's the game, not
right.
But so I dropped the 2 links if you want to get the feel for the electronica picture that I took. And if you don't realize, I know no one knows, but I do. I'll show this really quick. Let me just get to it. Let me just make sure I get down the I'm trying not to. There, that'll work. Okay. Anyways, if you look at the thing, I made this in high school Photoshop class, and I put it all. That's how. It's not the best artwork, but I was like, oh, what artwork? What thumbnail can I, do? I was like, I thought it would work perfectly. So there's that. What else? Just crazy that I thought, like, when you're in the board scene, I thought Dillinger's son, like Dillinger, was gonna come back somehow.
Yeah.
You know. And then the thing that was weird, I mean, I don't know what I would have done differently, but the one where he's like, he's on the top of he's about to do the parachute trick
Right.
on the building. I'm like, you couldn't, I mean, I know it, looking back on it, I'm like, I don't know, it's just cringe to me. But, I mean, it kind of reminds me back to the first one.
Yeah.
And the guard, you know, I know it's not him, but it kind of reminds me of Favreau a little bit. The security guard.
Sure.
I mean, in a way. I'm like, I can't believe, what I don't get is, I can't believe it took him that, I mean, I know it's a kid versus like an adult, but I'm like, you couldn't figure it out that it was who he is.
Mm-hmm.
Like, gave you how many hints?
Yeah, exactly. Good point.
I mean, I get it if it's like your first, if you're just worried about paycheck, you know.
Yeah.
And then it's so funny that how the kid gets arrested.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm like, well, that sounds like a kid. Dad owns a company, you know, you always hear about them here and there. They're like, oh, they don't know what it was like trying to build the company, you know, when you think about it. And then who decides to save him after the fact?
Right.
Flynn's is don't remember what, not Dillinger. Dillinger's the villain, but I can't think of. I know it's Tron, like human. I don't know. One.
Sorry.
Did I lose you?
Yeah, no, I hit a wrong button. I'm sorry about that. My apologies.
No, you're good. It's just funny. I can't think of who it is.
There we go.
I laughed at the little dog part where just the thing on, just total, you know, it's just funny stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, the pager part, I'm like, knowing, but I'm like, if you're I mean, 28 years, it makes sense.
Sure. And I like that, and Dave's dimension, when he came in, it was the same thing that so many others say when they come in. Oh, I like Tron Legacy. Yeah, you know, we you know, I think that's,
wasn't it a flop though?
I actually don't know how it did in the box office, but I do feel like everybody that I talked to, you know, and like I said, I liked it too. I think that it was, especially when we look at some of the other sequels and reboots and things that we've been seeing.
You mean like John Carter and all those?
Any of them, I think they did a great job with Legacy. I mean, we're maybe being a little granular with some of our critiques, but you know, it's just part of the discussion. I really do think it was a good follow up. I think it took too long, but you know, still.
I mean, hey, for all honesty, it's the one movie I say series, but anyways. Yeah. I see why they waited.
Yeah.
Because I don't know that they could have pulled it off. I mean, maybe they could have pulled it off during, you know, Phantom Menace.
Right.
But I don't like looking, like, I don't know that they could have. So I'm like, 2010, 28 years, you know. It's the one movie series that I would rather call me crazy, but I'd rather have it get it right.
Yeah.
You know, because I just don't trust. I mean, like I've been saying the whole movie. I mean, not the whole movie, like the whole show. I don't know. I feel like you waited too long, but especially, I'm just in my head. I'm like, it's gonna bomb. It says grossing 400 million. This is the time I thought I was hoping I would have like Culture Casino or any of those money, people that would know more.
Well, let me take a look.
But
Let's see if I can find out what Tron Legacy's box office was.
it says grossing 400 million during its worldwide theatrical run against 170 million production budget. So what is that?
Let's see.
400, 170.
Yeah, I mean that's pulling a profit. You want to see at least triple your investment in order for them to consider it to be a success. So I would say, yeah, it made a profit. I think based on the sheer numbers. Was it great profit? I don't know. It wasn't like record breaking or anything like that, but 172 million on a movie that's this
According to my math, for the 400 and 170, according to this, it made 230 million, but don't quote me on it.
Yeah,
I could be wrong.
The problem is that when they talk about their budget, they're not taking into account any overruns. They're not taking into account marketing, and that's why they always say, take whatever the box office is, multiply it, or excuse me, not the box office, whatever budget they state, multiply that by 3, and that's the goal that they're looking for to make a profit.
Yeah.
And there's some wiggle room there. So it seems to me it probably at least broke even, possibly made a profit. So
okay, so according to Geek Flag, if it's, I don't know, because I haven't really looked into it. I should have looked into it beforehand, but
sure.
170 million, but it had an advertising of 3.6, so they waste. Yeah, but that's think of nowadays, no different now than back then.
I think that
it's just Hollywood for you.
The problem, and I just have some issues with the way Hollywood markets these days. I don't think they take advantage of the viral marketing, word of mouth, the internet, things that are not terribly costly, that are probably the best return on investment. I think if they're continuing to shovel money into terrestrial broadcast commercials and Super Bowl time and stuff like that, that's a real waste of money. But at the same time,
I'm fine with one Super Bowl ad, but not when you have like 4 Super Bowl. Not 4 of them.
You've got to be wise about it. I would say for something like this, unless you've got something really incredible planned as a commercial for a Super Bowl ad, then a really good teaser. If it's your first announcement of a teaser trailer is at the World Series, not World Series, the Super Bowl, then great. That's a great minimum time on the Super Bowl for maximum impact. But yeah, I think these days, I think we're getting a lot more where do you hear about movies these days? It's from other YouTubers. It's from word of mouth, friends that are
sometimes like TV ads, but no one really watches TV much
exactly.
unless they're
I know
watching
Netter and I don't
sports.
watch any TV at all anymore.
I mean, I have Hulu, but live TV, but that's only because it's sports.
And like,
If I'm gonna watch anything, I'm gonna go back to when I was a kid or 90s, like DuckTales or stuff like that.
And like just last night, Sin from Sin's Corner was talking about, oh yeah, I knew about this movie because they had promos for it at the beginning of every movie that I saw. Well, she goes to the movies all the time because she does reviews. So, if you're not going,
you talking about the one we're talking about? Or are you talking about?
I don't remember what it was. It was some horror movie or something that she had just seen. And everyone in the audience or everyone in the stream was like, "Oh, I'd never heard of that movie." She's like, "Oh, I heard about it because they had so many trailers before all the movies that I've seen, the past."
Are you like pre 2020? I would go to movie more than I do now. It's so funny, like also like looking at the tanks and Tron Legacy versus the first one.
Yeah.
It looks like they're out of a video game. Like, like it looks like you're in the world compared to like the first one is like one of these days I'm hoping, I don't know when, because I just bought, what did I buy? I forgot what I bought. I bought a Call of Duty, but I almost was gonna buy Tron, the 360 game that I have.
Mm-hmm.
The only reason why I can't play it, I mean, I have the disc, but the disc is just, I was a kid, and you know how kids are, and they don't really take care of,
True.
I mean, I tried to do it mostly once I got like teenage years, but I was like, trying to find a box for it. Then you kind of remember where you put it, and then I stopped playing it. But one of these days, I will play it. And you don't, I guess it's been out for 14. You said 14 years?
Something like that, yeah.
I guess if you weren't, I'm not worried about spoilers. But you find out that I guess you could say Lieutenant Rensler is really Tron from the first game, but like everything else he got, I don't know if you want to say conquered or, betrayed or whatever. But if I still say it's my best favorite 2010 movie, what was I gonna say? But I want to say last time I checked, you know what but I talked too much. I talked over you. What's your guys' thoughts on it? I'll stand by. On the movie, like overall, what would you rate it now versus then?
I mean, I don't think my opinion has really changed over time. I liked it then. I still like it,
Yeah,
and
same here.
yeah, and I guess my biggest frustration, and this isn't a bad situation to be in for a fan, is that we haven't gotten another one yet, and there's a number of factors there. Yes,
Star Wars. Disney bought Star Wars.
yeah,
That pretty much killed it
there's
in my eyes.
there's that to a large degree. There's also the past 4 or 5 years have had all kinds of craziness between the coup and some strikes and whatnot. But I think probably the biggest problem, and this is also what would make me reticent to be too excited about the next movie that from a Tron from the Tron franchise, is this is Disney we're talking about here. And I first off don't believe that these movie companies understand the properties they own or care as much as the fans do, but Disney most especially, it's almost like they go out of their way to deconstruct and destroy franchises. And I feel like we got Tron Legacy just in time before Disney started the downward spiral, and anything we get now would be real iffy.
So you're saying it would be like the sequel trilogy for Star Wars?
Gosh, I hope it's not that bad, but potentially yes. I'm
not wrong, am I?
No, not at all. In fact, last Friday, I did a show. The topic was specifically on remakes, and what we were talking about was how usually when you say remakes or reboots or whatever you want to call it, people roll their eyes. But every now and again, you could find an example of one that was really good. In fact, a remake that would be better than the original. And we listed a couple of examples of films that, were remakes that really, really were on point. And we discussed some films that we thought would make for good remakes, but with the caveat, not anytime soon, not in the modern day, not with the current Hollywood machine, because the talent isn't there, the cultural vandals are out in force, but someday these certain films that we mentioned would be fertile ground for a good remake,
Right.
So that's kind of what I feel about a sequel for Tron Legacy. Yes, I want it. Yes, I know it could be great. No, I'm not 100% certain that Disney and the people they're employing right now are capable of doing that now.
Definitely not. They have ruined so many movies.
Yep.
It's like, no, Disney, this isn't what you used to do. You used to do good movies. Now you're doing crummy movies, or you're just ruining the franchises so that nobody enjoys this stuff.
I'll go even further. Of course, this is based on speculation and rumor, but it sounds like Harrison Ford was so upset with the way.
Yeah, I heard
that the way Indiana Jones went, that he doesn't want to have anything to do with Star Wars now, which is holding up. Even if they could put something good together, he doesn't want to be a part of it. And I don't think he's the only one. I think there's a lot of actors and especially directors that look at these franchise films of Disney's, Star Wars, Marvel, what have you, and say, yeah, I understand those are big potential blockbusters, but they're also career enders if you're working with Disney. I don't want anything to do with that. The smart actors are doing the same thing. And this is why I keep saying, everybody who's like, well, I liked so-and-so, even though the movie was bad. Yeah, I get that, but these actors need to choose their roles. Harrison Ford got offered a lot of money to do Indiana Jones, and now he's having some buyer's remorse. Money
I
is
don't
good.
get. But I don't. Sorry to.
No, go
Speaking
ahead.
of Harrison Ford, I don't know. You remember all the Jimmy Kimmel
Yeah.
stuff where the Chewy stuff? I don't know if that was real or if that was just a made up.
That was all a bit. But of course, the reason that you kind of so there's this concept of Poe's law. Poe's law says in the absence of any context, satire might be taken for reality because it just seems so on point. And with Harrison Ford, we all know he's such a curmudgeon that it does seem pretty on point. But no, I'm 100% positive that was all a bit. It was a good bit, but it was a bit.
So if there, that's how much it is to get. One of these days, I'll get it. Hopefully, some point sooner than later. But if anybody gets, I'm not saying you have to, but if you want it to go up the food chain on game playthrough plans, it would be one that I would get to one closer.
Yeah.
If people wanted me to play it, and it's totally. I know I'm not saying this like you will be favorite, I don't know, viewer or whatever, but I would give the shout out like I did for Empire at War. Just as a thank you.
Yeah.
But but yeah. Wow, for some reason it felt like it was 30 minutes. I'm like, we've gone for an hour and 12 minutes.
Yeah.
Time flies.
Yeah, time flies when you're having fun. And I've definitely been having fun.
I'll be right back. I thought I charged batteries and they came across as dead, so I'm gonna run and charge them really quick and I'll be right back.
Oh, sure. I understand. So, one thing that I wanted to bring up, and I guess, I think the focus was going to be Tron Legacy, but I feel like when you're looking at a franchise that has had such a long span between the first and the second film, and now we're having such a long span before any potential next one, my thought goes to, what are we looking forward to? What do we expect? I'm afraid to have any expectation. I don't know what to expect. But one of the things I had said earlier on, and this is kind of a big one for me. I understand they're probably not going to focus on the characters of Sam, Flynn, and Quora.
Oh yeah.
And that's fine with me, but I do want to know what happened with those characters, or what that the fact that they're still out there in the world. I think it's a missed opportunity because their story was clearly intended to be a thread to be picked up for a sequel, and it looks like they're just not doing anything with it.
Well, that's the problem with.
I don't blame Olivia Wilde for not coming back for it. I mean, I don't know what she's doing now.
Well, did you get the impression that they had asked her back? Because I got the impression that with Jared Leto involved, he wants to go a whole different way with it. And so they weren't even really planning to do anything with these characters. I don't know that for sure. There's been a lot of speculation.
I have no clue. I heard that back then, and I'm like, I don't know. If it would have been closer to Legacy, I would have gone gung ho. But now I'm like, I'm just gonna wait to see what people think before I spend and waste my money like the sequel trilogy. if you know what I mean. I mean, I did see the last episode 9 twice, but that was because I had a free ticket and there was nothing else out.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, yeah, free ticket, I'll go see it, you know.
So, from what I'm seeing online, at a convention, the studio unveiled key details about the third installment of the Tron franchise, Tron Ares, set to debut in theaters October 10th, 2025. So that would be like about
That's a year from now.
Yeah. Will bring back elements that made the original 1982 film innovative. That's not saying a lot. The movie is about a sophisticated program named Ares who is sent from the digital world to the real world on a dangerous mission. This mission marks the first time humans encounter AI beings.
Yeah, but it should have had Olivia Wilde and Sam.
Yeah,
great. Basically, all they did is they took the what was Olivia's? I can't think. They basically took Cora out of it, and they just put I don't get it.
My thought is, my supposition is, if you are going to focus on this character of Ares, who's a digital character coming into the real world, that's fine. And so I guess I wouldn't expect for Sam and Cora to have a big role in the movie, but if you're planning a setup for another movie, then you bring them in as a surprise at the end, and you find out, oh, they've been in the real world, they've been doing some stuff, and they're ready to fight back against Ares, or they're ready to deal with that situation.
Oh, you know what? You know what? That's not a bad idea.
Yeah. But see,
if you're not going to bring them back, you might as well and you're going to do be a fourth one, then save.
Yeah. But see,
okay.
My problem is though that I see this all the time. We have fan speculation all the time, and I think the fans come up with great ideas, and the way the industry is right now, the people that are writing these stories can't come up with good ideas these days because they don't listen to the fans. They don't care what the fans say. So I've become kind of jaded. Every time I think of a good idea or I hear another YouTuber come up with a good idea, I'm like, yeah, well, we're not going to get that. But again, that's just me being jaded.
Just like the rumors, speaking of Harrison Ford. Like, once I heard that, I'm like, yeah, you might as well just kiss it.
Nate says that Tron Ares has had 6 rewrites before they started.
Oh, what a shocker!
With a 7th rewrite halfway through the production. See, this is the biggest problem that I see in Hollywood. The best films are the ones that somebody, a writer, a producer, somebody has a vision, right? And they've got it planned out from the beginning, right? Whether it's J. Michael Straczynski with
hold on, give me 1 second. The latest scene. Let me know if you want a link, and I can send it your way.
Yeah,
if you want.
Absolutely.
Sorry, he just popped in.
He's good people, and I'll tell you, he's my go-to guy for movie news and reviews and stuff. He's definitely. The fans come up with better ideas because the fans love the property, and the people who are in charge of the property don't like it and lack imagination. That's the worst part. They lack imagination. Yes.
You know, the funny thing is, I mean, I know this is a tangent, but it kind of fits in. The Spider-Verse series. It made me think of this. Of course, I didn't see the second one, and I didn't really want to anyways. But I'm like, they keep delaying the last movie. I'm like, what is it? Okay, by this point, it's going to be 20 years and no one's going to remember or care that it's coming out.
Yeah.
You know, except for the diehards.
So so what you just said brings up an interesting point, not just about Tron, but about a lot of franchises that I don't think enough people talk about. The rights holders on these franchises are always talking about how do we bring in a new audience? How do we introduce this older property to a newer audience? Blah 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 blah. Yeah. And I'll tell you first.
I sent it to you. Send it to you deleted.
Yeah.
The link. Sorry.
No, absolutely. You gotta let them know.
Anyways.
The first thing you have to do, the first thing you have to not do, I should say, is you don't jettison the old fans looking for the new audience. That is like
Star Wars.
Yeah. Well, so many of them. That is.
I mean, I didn't have a problem.
Have you ever
with it a little bit? But I was like, once you didn't. I mean, I get with 7, it was a recopy of 4, but you really lost me when on the Last Jedi.
There's.
I mean, I saw it and I would watch it here and there, but it's not like a go-to. You know, pretty much to me, you go from the prequels to original, and then you stop at either 7 or 8, depending on what kind of mood I'm in. Anyways.
No, absolutely. And but see, here's the thing. Do you remember when you were a kid and you'd go to the playground or whatever, and they had the hand over hand bars? You know, you'd swing from one.
You mean the monkey bars?
Yeah, the monkey bars, right. Well, what did you do? You'd swing while holding on.
I didn't do them.
You'd swing from one to the next. You were holding on, and you'd let go with one hand, and then you'd swing, and then you'd let go with the next one. You at no time were you ever letting go with both hands. And this is what these rights holders are doing when they jettison the old fans. They're letting go of your audience before you have grabbed hold of a new audience. And you should not be doing that. And that's the biggest problem. And this is why this also tells me that these people writing these stories don't know how to tell stories, because they're the ones that are like, well, this is all fiction, so canon doesn't matter. No, it absolutely does matter. The canon exists. That's part of the story. It's an integral part of the story. If canon doesn't matter, your story doesn't matter. And that's why people lose interest and walk away. It's got to make sense with what came before it. Otherwise, it isn't the thing that came before it. And that therein lies the biggest problem. Spider-Verse.
I mean, yeah, I heard that. I don't know. I mean, it's a little swinging for the fences, but if you get my point.
See, and then welcome Space Fraggle, the same thing. Everybody that comes in, and I totally agree with each one of you. I like Tron Legacy. Yeah, we all did. We're being. I think we're more concerned about what'll happen with Tron Ares.
I was just flipping through. Normally I don't stream till 8, and I was like, had free time open up to do earlier streams, and I'm like,
yeah.
I mean, my mind was thinking Tron Legacy for some reason, so I was like, might as well, So I was like, this is the last minute.
Yeah.
This is like last night. I was worried. I mean, this is me. I was worried I was gonna. It almost didn't happen, but thanks to Netter and Troy for joining. But anyways. So, but anyways, what were you gonna say, Troy? Before I cut you off.
Oh, I think I'd finished my point. I think I said it.
Yeah, Troy and I are pretty much like-minded on these things. So,
Yeah, it was just funny. I was hoping they should have done Tron 3 closer, unless my only thought is, what if they're going to bring Dillinger into the picture again and put him up, and somehow Ares is connected to Dillinger?
Yeah.
Then, okay, maybe it's fine, but what did you think of, I can't think of who, I want to say Joker, but it's not Joker.
Jared Leto.
Yeah, what did you think of him in
playing this Ares character?
No, I'm talking about what's the Harrison Ford Blade? Oh, Blade Runner.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Was he good, or I'm just worried it's
he wasn't bad. It was an interesting,
I didn't see it.
That could actually be a whole different stream, but I
only brought it up because of
no. It's a great point. And that was another one that it was the same group of buddies that I took to see Tron Legacy.
I deleted.
We went to
Hello.
Hello. We went to see
Blade Runner 2.
Blade Runner 2, yeah. And yeah, we really kind of loved it, and I thought it was a great follow-up. I thought there was but it's another one where, okay, you've given us a sequel. Are we getting any more? Because you've got plenty of story. You've built out the world even more.
But did we really need it?
Well, we don't need any
not to make a Blade Runner and Tron show, but
we don't need any of these. But you've built a world that we love. We'd love to. If you're going to do good stories in them, I wouldn't be opposed to.
No, I mean, yes, I agree. I'm just saying, if it's going to be bad, why?
Yeah.
My theory, they're just printing out money till they fall on their face. In a way. So what did you think of Tron Legacy deleted?
Tron Legacy. Well, I only saw it once in theaters. Honestly, I don't remember a whole lot about it. And another thing was the and I don't know if it was just the theater that I saw it in. Maybe they were having issues or something, but it seemed like the picture was very blurry.
Are you sure you didn't go see it in 3D?
Was that the issue? It might have been. It was. There were certain scenes where, okay, you're seeing a lot of blue neon. You've got this weird kind of CGI Jeff Bridges. And I remember Olivia Wilde, and then my brain pretty much stacks out after that.
But don't you agree they should have done Tron 3 sooner than next year?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
But if they're keeping with the 28-year gap, well, might as well get close to 28 years then. I mean, it was 28 years between Tron 1 and Tron 2, but anyways.
Yeah, I mean, it was too long between part 1 and part 2. And if you're going to continue to call the movie Tron, can we maybe see Tron a little bit?
Yeah.
Thank you. I honestly, I didn't get the whole Tron thing. I mean, besides Flynn, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
But then I'm like, you need Sam Flynn. You need what's the not AI? You need Korra and you need Tron.
Yeah.
And this rate, I wouldn't mind bringing back somehow Dillinger into the picture.
Yeah,
because it kind of sets up his son being Dillinger.
Yeah, I mean,
2.0.
you have Cillian Murphy. And he's in one scene? What's that? You know?
Like I said earlier, I know you just showed up, but I was thinking I mean, this was hindsight, but obviously. But my thing was like, is Dillinger gonna show up back? Because you got Flynn, you not really, but you get I can't think of what's the Tron human. I can't think of. Anyways, you know who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I was waiting for Dillinger to be. I mean, I'm kind of glad they didn't go. They went Clue instead of Dillinger. But I wouldn't mind Dillinger somehow being brought. I don't know how they're going to do it, but, bring Dillinger back in 3. Of course, that's what I thought they would have done sooner, not now.
Yeah, because, I mean, now, not only are you now minus David Warner, you're minus Cindy Morgan as well.
Right.
And Bernard Hughes.
Who's that?
And
Who's
all
that?
These.
The female program in Tron.
Yeah.
In the first one?
Right.
Yeah. And she's in the second briefly.
Is she?
She is, yeah. She's again.
She's in the post. She's on the poster, but I didn't remember her being in the movie.
And that's the thing is you're losing your actors, and they're not getting any younger.
Right. Well, look at Star Wars. They didn't learn any. It's Disney. They're not going to learn from Star Wars. They're not. Anyway, it's just Disney. Anyways. Hey, deleted. I know you don't have to, but if you want to stream it on your channel simulcast, you can now. Thanks. I'll explain later, but if you want to.
Oh, sure.
But anyways, I should have said that, typed that, but I wasn't thinking that far. But anyways, because I have 2 other streams after this. What else? I just thought of, how did they, the big, I say capitalist shit for Clue?
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't that in the first one? It looked like it should have been in the first one, but call me crazy.
I'm not sure.
I'll go find a picture for it. I should have planned better for still getting used to. I'm getting better on this streaming thing, but
it takes practice. I still don't have it down, and I've been doing it for a while now.
I mean, I'm getting better. I mean, it's kind of nice when I can actually, plan.
Yeah.
But that's a whole nother thing. Shit. I mean, I liked that they brought the old I say cars, but they're more bikes-esque.
Right, the light cycles, right.
Yeah. I know I should know this. I almost said Leto was in the second one, but it's not Leto. I can't think of the Leto Legacy cast. Sam Flynn, Jim, Juice. Where in the wow. I didn't. Oh, that makes sense. Where the heck is the bar guy? I can't think of.
Oh, Michael Sheen.
You said Michael. I'm trying to look at the cast really quick.
Yeah.
Let me see.
The British guy, right?
Yeah, the one that looks like Jared Leto, like Joker.
Oh,
but in Tron.
Okay.
Let me see.
Yeah, I didn't know a lot of the younger actors in Legacy I'd never seen him
No.
in anything myself.
Well, I mean, you have Olivia Wilde.
Oh,
you
here
have,
it is. Here it
Karen
is. Here it is.
Headley,
I got it.
But that was
I
about
got it
it.
now.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can. He's not. Well, okay. Here's a fun game that I did. It's not really a game, but let's see if you can. If you can. Hey, don't look at the bottom name. He's not who I thought played the person. And
He
then
looks a little like Jack Nicholson to me.
Yeah, but do
He
you
does
see
there,
this now? That is not who I like, you know. But at least, you know, some of them look the part.
Yeah.
But I don't like. Okay, I can see that. You know, some of them I can tell. Not hurt. Is in Tron? Why was he? I
Was
didn't
he?
know he was in it.
I don't remember
everything
him.
else.
But like I said, I only saw it the one time, so I could just be forgetting.
It didn't. You didn't like it. Believe it?
Honestly, no.
Huh.
I had trouble following it. You know, but I get that, you know, people enjoy it, and you know, if you did, then that's great. I like it when people like a movie. That's great. You know, it didn't land with me. You know, and I think I went into it expecting a different movie than what I got. I was maybe expecting. Maybe I was expecting to see a little more of the OG characters.
Like
they're kind of pushed to the side in this.
I mean, I get your point there. I was thinking because Dillinger's son was in it that somehow it was gonna connect, but you know, it never, like every other, you know.
It's almost like it's like they were setting up a different movie. You know, it's like I kind of thought of it like this. It's like they had one writer write the third act, one write the second act, one write the third act, and then they didn't talk to each other. That's what it felt like to me.
Yikes.
You know, and you know, I mean, again, it's subjective, and I'm not here to, like, you know, bring the show down if everybody else liked it, and that's great. It's great.
No, I was just I just thought you were in the thing, and I've been trying to get all three of you on some point.
Yeah,
it just finally happened.
Yeah, it did.
I almost sent you a message on X. I'm like, "Are you freedom today?" Last night, and then I'm like, "Oh, I don't know. It seems like you're busy like I am."
I am.
Like,
Well, my schedule is very very weird because I work during the day. I stream at night when I can.
I normally stream
late.
It's
just a matter of it's just a matter of you know, kind of getting the timing down, and it doesn't always work. I do get asked onto a number of streams, and sometimes I have to say no because, you know, I can't fit it into my schedule, you know, being what it is right now. Nate is asking in the chat, do I mean it was a Disney Plus production? I wouldn't say it was. Nah, it didn't reach that for me.
No, it's not.
No. I think I was just expecting a different movie that would have the OG character. I mean, we have Jeff Bridges do the whole movie, and that's fine. But I think I was expecting the other characters to fit in more, especially Tron, because title character. Hello,
Right.
you know, and I think Bruce Boxleitner has it in the tank to do one more. Somebody said in the chat that he's not going to be in 3. I'm disappointed by that, but I get
Wait,
it.
where who said that?
Let me see, let me look back through the chat here real quick. Space
If you said that, say it
Bruce
again, and
Boxleitner's
I'll
not.
flag it.
Space Fraggle at 7:03 p.m. says Bruce Boxleitner is not coming back for Tron 3.
Kind of makes me wonder why are they continuing to call it Tron then?
Yeah, it's disappointing that if that's true.
Michael.
You know, he makes that first movie, him and Bridges. You know,
Yeah,
I thought they were more of a team in the first movie, and that's why I was kind of disappointed at the lack of screen time for Tron in Legacy.
Right.
Oh, is that? No. Wow, I didn't know he did 2 characters. Huh. Because he does the bar guy too. I didn't realize. Okay. That makes sense.
Anyway, you know, it's but I do honestly want to revisit this movie at some point, because you have Joseph Kosinski directing, and I tend to like his movies. You know, he also did Top Gun Maverick. He did what was it? The movie that he did right after Tron with Cruise, Oblivion. I like that movie. He did the movie about the smoke jumpers that got caught up in the fire, Only the Brave.
Oh, the one. The one with
Bridges is in that as well, and so is Miles Teller.
Bridges is in that one.
He's in that one. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I've noticed Kosinski does go back to a lot of the same actors. I've noticed he seems to be building up this kind of go-to troupe of actors and crew members. So I might revisit this movie. Maybe I'll think of it differently. You know, I don't know. Upon second viewing, that I missed something, which happens. You know,
I figured he's like 74. He'll be 75. I didn't plan on him being much in 3 anyways. I was, maybe a flashback. That's about it.
That's another thing. And that's kind of an issue that happens even if they try to de-age an actor. Like what happened on
with Tarkin,
The Irishman, with De Niro, where they can use the CGI to make him look younger, but you still have an actual 70-something-year-old actor there moving like a 70-year-old man would.
Yeah.
You know, so it's just like either cast somebody younger to be the younger version of the character, you know, or just move on. You know, I don't expect Jeff Bridges and Bruce Boxleitner to crash through any windows. They're older guys now. I'm worried they're going to break something. You know?
Yeah,
exactly. You mean AKA Harrison Ford?
I was thinking that too. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Harrison Ford older, you know.
I don't know. Like, I don't see anybody that I can see and like make this movie be worth it in my eyes. But I don't know.
I mean, you got some familiar faces in there.
I mean, okay, Cameron. Okay, yeah, you got one.
You know, I haven't heard what the plot of this movie is going to be yet.
Like these 2 are worth it. These 2 are worth it, and I haven't and maybe him. I haven't heard anybody else in my life. But I'm not into the movie. My only guess is somehow maybe Sam and Cora had a kid somehow, and maybe that's because she looks like Cora a little bit.
Yeah,
And
because
they're
I
just
mean,
gonna
they're
do
not
the kid
even
angle.
they're not even listed in this in this cast. So
I
where are they?
figure they weren't gonna do it with how long they've been. Olivia Wilde, I don't even know what she's been in since. I mean, I didn't even realize she was on that IGN, no, what the IGN show or whatever way back when. I didn't realize that was her till I heard all this stuff. The one drama. I want to say it was IGN. I don't know. It's all blurred, but anyways, so if so, here's let me pull up. Give me 1 minute. Let me get this set up. Content. Okay. Okay, here we go. This is as far as I in my head canon. Let's see in my eyes. Here we go. Alright. So we have the movie. We have the movies. This is a worthwhile not stupid ads. This is
The animated series.
Yeah, this is good.
Yeah.
I'm mad they canceled that, but I figure they would. Hindsight. So there's that. Bloody did. Come on, Ad. Jeez Louise. Wiki. We all know this.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Spent many quarters in that machine. Let me tell you.
Me too.
So this one is. Oh, I don't like it. I just got it because I was like, just in case I wanted to play it again. And it was cheap. This one, this one was fun to play on the Wii. Trying to, but anyways, that one's not a bad one. This one, if I can, anyways, no. All right, here we go. This is the one that I want to play some point. That I have. Let's see if I prove that I have it. Here, give me 1 second to transition into the show this. And the only I would have if StreamYard would have worked on my phone, I wouldn't have to do it how I used to do it. But here's don't worry, you can say. So I had this and I played this forever. The problem is if I flip it over, it was this like here. It wouldn't register like any, disc game. So that's why I normally would want let me get this off. But that's why I want to play it again. Now, I don't think they have the online servers up. But if it's only, oh, what was it? How much was it? Let me pull this back up again. Let me try to get it set up. All right. So if someone, let me scroll down. If, like I was saying earlier, I gotta get it digitally, and then I would play it, move it up the rank. Probably do the playthrough. But yeah. So I love, and that's how it makes. If you go into the movie, Korra won't make as much sense compared to if you play this. Then you go watch on YouTube and you go connect this. So this connects to Uprising. I mean the cartoon, and then it connects to Tron Legacy. So all three of them together connects. It'll give you the whole picture in a nutshell. Better than if you just go see the movie in a way. So, but it's been out you can go look up on like YouTube after the stream. But thank you to all 20 of you. This is my highest view. 21 people now.
Nice.
Highest 23. Anyways, 20 plus. Normally I have around 5, 10. Unless then sometimes it jumps up to this, high depending on the show. But when it's normally just me, I don't know why it does it, but normally live it doesn't do well, but afterwards I'm so used to it doing better after the fact than live. But anyways, I can't complain too much.
I've noticed, I know, because that happens with me a lot too.
To the point that I'm like, whatever. I'm like, anyways.
Yeah, as long as as far as I'm concerned, it doesn't matter to me personally if anybody watches the show live or later on, as long as they enjoy what they see, and that's what I go for.
Yeah, and just for anybody that popping in and cross on all three of the stream of mine, I do just so people know, it'll stay up on live here. Give me finish your the scenes that I cut you off. I'll let you finish while I get this set up really quick. I didn't mean to cut you off. Let me get this set up. Okay. So normally I wouldn't have this on here because normally it's all my, game stuff and gameplay and, all your, stuff like that. But I got insisted to try to get it out there, and since the highest channels, the highest as far as subs and whatever. I was like, I'll give it a shot. I normally, so if you're watching on this, unless it's not game stuff, it won't be. I probably will take this down after this one. But in case for future, I do have it. All my live streams are always up on this channel. Just so people know. How much time do I have? I got but we'll get back to the ending after we'll get back to the other these two after when we're almost shutting down, which I gotta run leave this, so I'm gonna start shutting it down and ending this one. But thank you for taking almost 2 hours of your day.
Oh, sure.
Absolutely.
No problem.
Super appreciate you inviting us. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah. I should have planned it better, but I thought it would be a fun little.
Sometimes spur of the moment's more fun.
True.
Yeah, it is. You've even got me thinking I really do need to revisit this movie again.
It's on Disney Plus, and it has. Now here, before we start shutting down, my recommendation is to watch Tron, the first Tron, then go into the cartoon Tron, then watch Legacy. It'll make it more sense in a way compared to going from 1 to 2. Because you don't now it makes enough sense if you don't want to do extra legwork. Think of it as Marvel, but not Marvel. Yeah, I didn't realize they had an arcade game for the longest time.
Oh yeah, that's how
either.
Well, that's the thing that a lot of people actually kind of get mixed up on, and sometimes I do too, because it kind of depends on who you ask of which was first, the game or the film. Because I kind of remember them kind of being symbiotic, kind of coming out at around the same time. Now it could just be the fact that I'm getting a little up there and a little forgetful, and in fact, what is my name and who are you people and why am I here? No, so the original. I was 9 when the original Tron film came out. So I go back a long way with these movies, and so I don't kind of rightly remember which was first or if they were at the same time. I want to say the game was first. I could be wrong. But they yes, Lady V, and welcome, Lady V.
Oh my gosh, Lady V! I haven't seen you in forever. We've missed you so much. We've missed you.
But they did.
Okay, we got it figured out. Movie was first.
The movie was first. Okay.
Yes,
that makes sense.
Yeah, the game was meant to be a tie-in. The game was very interesting. It had, if I remember correctly, it was like almost like 4 games in one, right? Four or 5.
It really was. Yeah.
And honestly, that whole spider one didn't make a lot of sense because it didn't seem to tie into anything from the movie, but everything else was from the movie. You got the light cycles, you got the breaking down the master computer to get into the master computer. What was the other one? Oh, well, kind of like the throwing of the rings thing, but it was almost like a breakout kind of a concept to it. But This, although don't get me wrong, the spider thing was fun. I loved it. I just didn't see how it tied into the movie. But I was, and that whole swivel, I guess you'd call it a paddle control. It was a paddle control on the Atari 2600 back then for that you used for Breakout, and they had that on the arcade game. And boy, it was a heavy, chonky thing, and it responded really well. And let's face it, we abused those controllers in the,
Oh,
in
yeah,
the
we did.
arcades.
Yeah.
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 Okay. So since the lead scene was first, let's start with him.
Uh-huh.
Oh, okay. Well, here in about
Those
an
you
hour.
got coming up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
In about an hour.
intro or whatever.
All right. In about an hour, Troy and Netter and Aged Boomer are going to be joining me for the next episode of Live from Sparkwood and 21, which is a retrospective of the Twin Peaks television series. And we are going to be watching episode 13 of The Return, which was the 2017 season that aired on Showtime. We are going to be watching it on Cosme, or if you have your own physical copy, you can watch along that way.
Own physical media.
Yeah.
Yes, own physical media, please. So there's that. That'll be at 8:30, and right after, literally right after, will be Troy. Over to you.
Yeah. Right after, we'll be going to over to my channel for Blake 7, episode 2, Spacefall.
Yep.
Right. And let's see, for me, later on this week, Thursday afternoon at 4:30, I am going to be joining Outlaw Bill for Action Theater, and we are going to be watching To Live and Die in L.A. from 1985. William Friedkin film with Willem Dafoe and William Peterson. And let's see, later that night, right after Thursday Things.
And on Thursday Things,
Thursday
my
Things.
special guest will be Gary Ambrosia.
Gary Ambrosia.
Total prop guy.
Yep.
I mean, he's amazing.
Pop culture guy. Yeah, absolutely. Awesome.
Right. And right after
sorry.
Thursday Things. No, that's okay. Right after Thursday Things is my show, The Weekend Update, which is my chance to touch base with my subscribers, channel members, let everybody know what's going on for the next week on my channel, and including Friday night. I'm going to be joining Big Al Presents and Outlaw Bill again for a special Friday night edition of Films with Friends. And we are going to open the Halloween season with the 1982 slasher movie Madman. That'll be at 8 p.m.
Cute.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else deleted?
Let's see. Sunday is my busy day. I have three streams in a row basically, and the first one being Western Cinema Presents, which is a show that Outlaw Bill created, and I co-host with him. And this week we're going to be watching The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. And that's going to be starting at 4 p.m.
And if you want to watch some arachnids, you can on Saturday night on Retro Cinema watch Eight-Legged Freaks over on my channel.
Mm-hmm. And my other Sunday shows show that I do called Unscripted, which is kind of my hour-long rant. The rest of the shows I do, I like to keep light, but Unscripted's the one where I get to kind of it's basically a stream of consciousness show, and I get to I pick a subject and I talk about it for like 45 minutes to an hour, and hopefully don't put anyone to sleep. But I do get a little ranty in that one sometimes, depending on the subject. I might get a little ranty this upcoming week, for sure. Right now, unless things change, I'm gonna be calling the episode "The Poison to Pen." And if you've been paying attention to the news, you might know where I'm going with that one. And I'm probably going to have to be a little careful with how I word certain things, else be the victim of the wrath of YouTube, because you do have to be a little bit careful with how you word certain things sometimes. But yeah, I will be talking about a certain manifesto that has been making the rounds on the news of late. So yeah, I'm going to have to be careful how I word some things. But and then right after that shows at 8. Right after that is Troy.
Oh, Geeky Geezers with myself and Aged Boomer bring you the geek news of the week, or at least what we thought was interesting. And you may have heard about it somewhere else, but I think we will bring a different perspective.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Troy, you're up.
Okay. So, yeah, if you guys are watching over on my channel or Netter's channel, and possibly over on Deleted Scenes, I don't know if he's simulcasting. He's
on his YouTube and his X.
There you go. Yeah. So stay with us, and you will be auto-dramatically taken over to Live from Sparkwood 21. Now, that's in about an hour, but... you know, we'll get you over there because we really want to see y'all over there. Yeah, tonight's episode 13. Gonna see some faces, or at least one face that we haven't seen yet in the return, and gonna see some advancement in storyline. Yeah, I'll tell you all about that when we all get over there. And then immediately after, like I said, Blake 7, Spacefall. I feel like it's the second half of what would be a pilot episode of a series here in the US. Thursday I'll be over on Netter's Network, of course. And then Friday, very special for me, last call. 9 Central, 10 Eastern over on my channel. I will be drinking and interviewing a special guest author, Chad Bednar, the author of The Keeper of the Sins. Both 1 and 2 are out now, and he's going to tell us when the third one is going to hit the bookshelves. You can see Netter and myself in the live action promotion for the series. And he's going to talk to us about being a self-published author. He's going to talk to us about Keeper of the Sins and what else he's got in the pipeline. That will be this Friday. And then, of course, you know, Saturday I'll be over on Netter's Network for her retro cinema. She'll tell you about that. And the Geeky Geezers on the Sunday, like we just mentioned. And then next Monday, Monday night at the movies, very special double feature to go along with Netter's film this Saturday. An arachnoid double feature, Arachnophobia and Kingdom of the Spiders. That's Monday at 8 Central, 9 Eastern on my channel. There you go.
Hi, Netter.
We pretty much already talked about it, but I'll go over it again.
Yep.
Let's see.
If you want to say anything,
yeah,
absolutely.
Up to you.
It's like, hey, I got the gift of gab. That's
Right.
my husband. So let's see. Today is Tuesday. So as Jalita had mentioned, right after this, we're going to Sparkwood in 21 to watch another exciting episode of Twin Peaks, followed by my being a co-host also on Troy Pacelli's channel for another exciting episode of The Lake 7. Coming up on Thursday Things, my special guest will be Gary Ambrosia. Totally cool. I mean, just the stuff that he creates is amazing. Friday night, I will be co-hosting with Troy on Last Call. Saturday is Retro Cinema with Eight-Legged Freaks, and we will have a Cosme link available pinned to the top of the chat so that you do not have to have your own copy, but everyone should own physical media. Let's see, what else? So that's Saturday, Sunday. And then next Monday, I'll be back co-hosting with Troy on, was it Monday night? Last call
Monday night.
Monday night movies.
Yeah.
Sooner or later, I'll get that straight.
Yeah.
And that's my weekend review.
Yep.
Okay. Now, let me get this. All right. So, my turn. Let me get this fixed really quick. Okay. Here we go. All right. So, let me just do this. We're here on the Tron Legacy Talk. Next show in 16:08, 60 minutes and counting. I'm going to be interviewing one-on-one with Ryan from Legion Talk. So that'll be the next show for tonight. And then the last show of the night at 8:30 will be what I do one day a week. One day a week during the football season, and we recap the last week and talk that for an hour or two, give or take. Different reaction to different games. And then let's start with it. And then we got let me redo this completely. And then if you click this link that I'm going to drop, it'll pop up in a second or two. Anyways, if you click that link, this link, you go here, it'll take you to this site. And this is my merch store. It has men's and women's hoodies, t-shirts, you name it. No socks yet, but mouth pads, little dog bandanas. There's that, stickers. And the cool thing is on the little colors here, you can change it and see what it looks like. But I haven't seen it myself, but these are the cutest little, you got panda bear, a dog, a bunny rabbit, a monkey. And just in case you're like, why are there two of them? It's because you have the single and then you have the double. But yeah. And then stickers of the logo. And yeah, stuff. And then if I get enough, if I get enough people to want it back, I could turn, let me just test this really quick. Sorry, give me a second. Let me blow this was the first ever shirt. And unlike what I like my spread shop is, this hasn't faded. Unlike some other places, and it's a good quality. So there's that. And the reason why this is back when I started on Twitch, and then I decided maybe I should just archive and start a YouTube channel. So I still have that thing, but because I don't use use it how I used to do it. That's why I let me see if I no, I don't like that. Anyways, wait. Anyway, you get the link. You can click the link. So there's that.
Oh, here's a question for you. You said it's good quality merch, like the shirts and stuff. So
yeah.
Do you have any issues with like on t-shirts, anything like fading or peeling or anything?
No, it doesn't fade. No, it hasn't faded yet.
Wow, that's great.
No. But it is like it's not now the hat, like I only have the shirt. I tried the shirt before I launched it just to see if it actually wouldn't, and it hasn't faded yet.
Oh, that's amazing. Yeah, because we were at one other place, our merch, and like after.
No, that's what I've heard. So I was like, I might as well. I wanted to try it out, and I did a giveaway. I mean, if you really go back to, give me a second, and I can show you. If you go, I mean, it was clunky because I didn't have a laptop. But if I go back, let me scroll back really quick. Where is it? I gotta find it really quick. I should have planned this better. But
Lady be honest, whenever you have a t-shirt that you really, really like, wash it in cold water and hang it up to dry.
Yeah.
It's the hot water that causes it to fade and dry.
Is it? You know what? It might be. I know I have a playlist. I have too many playlists. Where is it? Pogo. Is it here? I'm not gonna try to do this. That wasn't planned by no means. Where is it? Somewhere I had a stream, but here we go. Let me turn that off. Anyways, if you go to, I did a stream.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how long, a year ago. And then I did a giveaway. I had like 4 shirts. Gave 2 shirts away. But somewhere, here it is. Trying to get it to where somewhere, if you go watch, no, that's why, because it wasn't working. Trying to do this on the fly. Anyways, if I just scroll to where it's at. That's the same shirt I just showed on camera. The same shirt I have there. And see how, like, you know how, like, a normal shirt, like, it isn't built, I don't know, merch stuff, but sometimes it isn't like flat on the shirt per se. It's actually flushed with the shirt on the shirt, like like if you were gonna get a Mario shirt from like Walmart or whatever, it would be like that, where it's flushed on the shirt instead of, um,
So it's
yeah.
not a screen print.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Whatever. You're talking to the wrong person, but anyway, you get the point.
Yeah.
And then, so there's that, and then, got that done. Okay. So one more. So basically, in a nutshell, and this goes for any of this stuff on this list. For the most part, that has this right here. As soon as it gets here, this site will send it to me. They know the where I live and stuff. No one else does. So you can do the whole amount, or you can do $5, and as soon as it gets here, I get it sent to me, and that goes for everything. Now, the only difference is some of them, like this, would be a Steam key versus like the Game Boy that I showed first, where it would be physical, but I would still get it. Physical.
Oh, okay.
So if you want to support as soon as it gets here, like these, like I'll just show it because I'm interviewing him next, but he bought it, and then in a day or two it basically got it. I was able to download it and start playing it.
Okay.
Digitally. But yeah. Now I did find come on. What I can do is I'll just show this really quick. I'd rather have the Xbox version because I have a laptop and I don't know how I would show it per se, but all you got to do is like type in, whatever, and all you have to do is, let's say I'm going to take this off, obviously, but all you have to do now, you add, and then enable, proceed, and voila. And then you just hit add the wish list, and it'll be on there. Or I can do, this, stuff like, but stuff like that. Anyways, so all the links are, if you go to any of my, I'll show you how to find them if you forget. Either you go on my Twitter. Let me make sure let me just do this. Need to make sure that I guess on my thing. Anyway, trying to make sure that I don't nothing like I'm trying to hide, but you never know on Twitter on stuff. But ignore all that. So if you go to my Twitter, right here, you can get them that way. The links for the 2 links I showed you, or you can go to here. You click here, and you all the links are here too. So that's it. If you want to support, think of it. I just don't the whole think of it as a super chat in a way. Because you 3 know how up and down it goes sometimes as far as super chat and YouTube. So that's my alternative per se. But in my eyes, and I did that. I've been like that since the started all the channels, YouTube channels. I have a Rumble. I really don't use it. It was more in case, YouTube, I don't know, just a precaution. But anyways, so at 7:05, let me just make sure that I saw this correctly. I have 7:05. I will be the interview. So it should, if it goes correctly, it should, as soon as I end this, it should send you over on my side, except for Twitch won't be there, but YouTube clips will be over there. But since I'm on the others, let me just grab the links really quick. Oh wait, it should run. Yeah, it'll run into. Never mind. I just realized that it will run into the other. But in case you want to watch it, put it on the background. There's the link in case for some reason redirect doesn't work. But anyways, but it'll be fun. Thank you to let's do a quick rundown of people in chat. Let's start from the beginning. Maybe StreamYard would work. All right. Thank you to JRPHL, Cluu. Let me do this. Thank you to, thank you to these fine folks joining the stream. Troy, of course. Let me see. Getter. Daniel. Trying to scroll down really quick so I don't miss anybody. Who else? Gorilla. Sorry, I should have planned this better. Ending wise, I should have started. Is what I should have done. Sashi. Word in Pictures. Word in Pictures. Trying to and totally go. Let's get Netter to watch hours completed so she works. She's a great channel.
Oh, thank you.
Clifton, Connie Cleary, sorry, Connie. Whoops, words confusion. Wolf, is it Wolf 10 Media?
Wolf 10 Media.
Yeah.
Wolfie.
I almost said Wolf 01 Media, but I'm messed that up. Anyways, let's make sure Geek Flag, Nate. I'm probably butchering it. Probably would just say Geek Flag. Trust me, I know how people with long names are. Let me make sure that I didn't miss anybody. Dave's Dimension. Did I miss anybody? Lady Miss. Deleted Scenes.
Evening.
Lady V Elements was there.
Yep.
I'm trying to make sure. Playing Space Fraggle. Trying to scroll through. Mark. I'm not even gonna try to. I'm just gonna say Mark.
Mark Malikoff.
Yeah.
Mark Malnikoff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Because I don't. I thought that's how it said, but I'm not on my user. I mean, tongue twister. Tim. I think I got everybody. Let me see that I.
Well, to help out a little over on my end, I have
In Kronos.
Lady V Elements. Sashi is here, and Get Well Soon Sashi, and Kronos, and JPRPH1, and I see Darkwoods Presents in the chat as well.
And Kronos showed up. Just showed up. Sorry, in case I missed. So if, like I said, let me get back. If for some reason you want, I totally recommend. Obviously, I'm doing an interview after this show. It says 7. I was told he's going to be 5 minutes late, so 7:05. And then so it'll just go from this show to the next show to the next show. So there's that. And where is I don't use this one very often because I'll show you why really quick before we get out of here. I'm trying to kill a minute. You barely can tell the QR code. So the one I normally use is this one, but you can pretty much get to any, like, all my channels are interconnected. So there's that. Current people talking in the chat. So there's that. And then finally I have an ending thing. Plus not that we really need it, but sometimes I do. Here's a quick sample of the pause. And then here's the ending. They might hear us, but I don't know. We'll just do this. I will see you guys in a little bit. Oh, in like a minute or two. Give me a minute to get over to the other StreamYard thing, and then we'll start. All right. Bye, guys. Thank you for all 29 of you and counting. Almost goal is 2K by the end of the year. We're getting there. Thank you all for showing up. Bye for now.
Bye.